Hey guys, how's it going? This is Khan, Mr. So Real, and welcome to another episode of Good or Garbage, the #1 place where you can find out what weapons, mods, attachments, and all that stuff is being sold in the division on a weekly basis. Alright, so this week there are mods that are being sold, I guess would be the highlight. There are a few weapons that are also being sold, but the mods are pretty decent. Some stamina, a couple staminas, one electronics, and then one firearms. So if you are looking for some mods to get ready for 1.8, definitely you want to check those out. Look down in the description below. You can check for the timestamps to find out exactly where the things you might be interested are. Now, I wanted to say thank you guys for all of the support, and a special shout out to Cal Streams. He streams on Twitch, so go ahead and check him out on Twitch. He posted this on Twitter this morning about the lightweight M4 being sold, the blueprint. So if you need that blueprint, go ahead and pick it up. At the special equipment vendor, the Centurion is being sold, comes with Expert and Ferocious. The Liberator is also for sale with pretty low base damage, coming at 18% enemy armor damage, does have Ferocious, Determined, and Destructive. If you are planning on getting something like this, for right now, it isn't high on my recommendations list, but with the talents that are available for this Liberator, this could be very, very good for PvE content. Ferocious, Determined, and Destructive. And once 1.8 comes out, if you want to have this in your stash for the was that recalibration station, or the whatever that is, to perfect the weapon, this could come in handy, and you can bump everything up, including the base damage. Although the base damage is quite low, it is quite low, and the enemy armor damage is low. But if you do like the talents for PvE, this may be a decent weapon to have. Now, the Historian comes with Prepared, Sustained, and History Repeats. The Pacan this week has Destructive, Fierce, and Pacan. The Cassidy Shotgun comes with Capable, Meticulous, and Boomstick. The Military M9 is being sold with Expert and Responsive. The talent Responsive on this weapon is not too bad. Personally, I'm not a fan of the M9. It could use a few more slots for attachments. The Enhanced PP19 is also being sold, comes with Competent, Unforgiving, and Hurried. The Tactical MK16 has Meticulous, Swift, and Commanding. One of the picks for this week would be the Super 90 coming in with Responsive, Vicious, and Adept. Adept will be getting a nerf, but Responsive is always still good on shotguns, and the base damage on this is around 88%. Now, the SRS-A1 is a sniper rifle that doesn't get a lot of love. The headshot damage on this thing is quite low at 150. It does come with Ferocious, it does come with Destructive, and it comes with Disciplined. This too could be very, very good for PvE content. And the other thing about this, although the base damage is at a staggering 100%. I don't know why my calculator told me it was at 100%, but I guess that's what it is. The headshot damage is a bit low, so if you do want to save something like this, pick this up. If you are if you do like sniping and maybe you want to do it, or have a sniper on your hip just in case you have to do some PvE content in the future, then this could be not the best. The SRS-A1s aren't the best sniper rifles. Usually the M700s are the top picks, but highest base damage plus Destructive and Ferocious and Disciplined, not too bad, especially if maybe you're running it with Centuries, classified Centuries 6-piece. It could work out pretty well for you, just depending on how it all works out in your build. But if you're not looking for anything like this, then you know, keep it moving. Now, the Military L86 light machine gun is also being sold with Determined, Dominant, and Capable. Now, for the rest of the gears that are being sold, the Tenacious mask is being sold, and it's not that bad. It's 995 armor, pretty good. Comes with 12,002 stamina. The stamina does need some help. The skill power is at 9,840, which isn't too bad. The most you can get on a mask for skill power would be 10,030. So, you know, about a couple hundred off. Then it comes with 12% increased kill XP. Now, the rest of this stuff I'm not overly sold on, but I will scroll through it just so that you guys can have a good look at what is being sold. But there's nothing that really jumps out at me. The specialized bag is not too bad. The skill power is all right. The stamina on it is a little bit sad, but yeah, that's pretty much the only thing that I would kind of look at and say maybe. There are, of course, a lot of things that we can say, hey, you know, once 1.8 comes out, we can buff these things. And that is true, but then again, there are a lot of things that will probably come out around the same time that you may not necessarily need to buff as much. And with 50 division tech counting towards every reroll, I think it'd probably be best to try to keep the rolls as low as possible, because they will add up quite quickly and you might find yourself running out of division tech quite fast, depending on how much grinding you're doing for the division tech. Now that's pretty much about it. Scrolling through the rest of these things so that you guys can see. So why don't we move on to another vendor and see what else is being sold this week. At the advanced weaponry vendor, we have the Rhino Special being sold. We have a converted SMG-9 with Vicious, Ferocious, and Commanding. The enhanced ACR-E is not that bad this week. It comes with 20% enemy armor damage. The base damage is in the 96 to 97 percentile, so it's not bad at all. Does come with Commanding, comes with Fierce and Unforgiving. Commanding can be useful for PvE content. Fierce will give you that crit chance that I guess ARs just don't have, and then Unforgiving, if you get into a pinch, will give you extra damage. If you like this kind of role, then it could work out for you for some PvE stuff. The Super 90 is being sold, not as good as the one for Phoenix credits, so we can skip over that. The M700 this week has pretty decent headshot damage at 169. The talents on it are Balanced, Meticulous, and Elevated. Now, while this is usually the sniper's choice for sniper rifles, the difference between this and the SRS-A1 is that the base damage on the SRS-A1 is pretty much as high as it's going to get, which is actually lower than the M700. So you probably, if you can deal with the talents on this, do better off with the M700, although the talents, in my opinion, are a bit better, especially for PvE stuff with the SRS-A1. And the talents for this don't really seem like they would do too much for you for PvP, so I can't really see why you would prefer these talents over the SRS-A1. But the base damage, although this is at 89% of the max base damage, it's still higher than the SRS-A1, so that means if you do re-roll it in the future, you'll probably have better damage, but again, the talents are not all that great. The military RPK is being sold with Determined, Dominant, and Capable. And the attachments for this week, I'll scroll through them. Not really jumping out at me as some things that you must buy or that are the god rolls. But the stability one, if you're looking for stability on the sights, you could probably still find something better. Optimal range, not really a fan of this. Over in East 58th Street, if you have been looking for some Savage gloves for LMG, yeah, it's very specific. We have some with pretty bad armor, to be honest, 882. The stamina on it is at 1258, but it does come with 1,331 LMG damage, 16% crit hit damage, and 5.5 crit hit chance. And the most you can get for LMG is 1334, so you're about 3 points off of the max LMG damage. Unfortunately, that armor is pretty bad, but if you are looking for that damage and you want the damage, the crit damage, and the crit chance, then there you go. Pretty decent gloves. Could be good for 1.8, just saying. At East 53rd Street, this is a little bit of a special request almost from one of the viewers, Holiday Season. He was asking about handguns. He said he's looking for a handgun with the upcoming Predator's Mark stuff coming up. So he was a little bit curious and looking for a handgun and wanted to know about handguns. So there is a nice custom PF 45 being sold. Comes with Expert. He was asking about the Expert talent, which gives you 100% more damage when targets are below 30% health. And then this one unfortunately comes with Sustained. Killing the target will increase your health by 6%. I don't really like this for the handguns. I'd rather do more damage. He was asking about personal preference in handguns. What do you guys think? What is your favorite handgun? Leave a comment in the comment section. What is your favorite and why you like it? It's cool that people can ask questions like this and I can put it in the good or garbage series. So me personally, looking at this character, I have a little bit of a preference towards the X45s, the first wave X45s. This one that I have has responsive. I've got another one with deadly. These are the kind of ones that I will go with. If you were trying to finish somebody off with the bleed mark with predators, I would probably suggest maybe the 93R, just because the rate of fire is so good. And then this one comes with harmful as well. I don't know if that will go that well with predator, but I could see that, you know, with the faster RPM, that might be a better option. The M45 is not bad as well. If I had to choose my top three, I'd probably say the M45, the first wave X45, and then the 93R. Those are probably my favorite pistols. But if you have a favorite pistol or something that you would recommend to holiday season as a good one to go with Predator's Mark, then let him know. Leave a comment in the comment section, and let's share some of that information so that the community will be better informed and have better gear and, you know, be better players all around. At West 46th Street, we just came off of a STAM mod. Now we have an electronics mod with an even higher roll on the electronics at 267, and it also comes with 3,181 health. I would say this is a must buy, especially if you are trying to make any kind of electronics builds or just to have some electronics in the backup. That much electronics plus that much health, I think, is really, really good. You could definitely go ahead and pick that up. Highly recommend it. Over at West 42nd Street, if you're looking for a mod, we have a nice stamina mod being sold, 264 stam. Also comes with 3,162 health. Not too bad if you are looking for mods to help round out your build, especially that you can't re-roll the mods or optimize them in 1.8. You will want to try to have the best stamina and electronics and firearms mods that you can get, and this is a pretty good one. Highly recommend it. Mods, and more mods. We're over at East 31st Street, and if the stamina mod with health did not really work for you and you were looking for skill power, then you're in luck. There is a stamina mod with 266 health, and it also comes with 3,065 skill power. So if you didn't want the health one, then you could go ahead and pick this up. Depending on your build, this could be a make or break. Highly recommended. Still, 266 is very good. So unfortunately, we haven't seen any firearms mods at the 266 level or 264 level. Hopefully we can find something in the DZ, and then that would be great for this week. Lots of good mods. At the Dark Zone vendor in DZ3, there is an MP7 being sold with 21% critical hit chance. Pretty decent talents on it. Comes with competent, responsive, and self-preserved. You may want to do something about self-preserved, but the crit hits will give you health. So if you want to use that maybe for PvE to stay alive, you could do that. Responsive and competent, two very good talents to have on an MP7. Now there's also a lightweight M4 being sold, 21% enemy armor damage, and it comes with Meticulous, it comes with Intense, and it has Brutal. Now the talents are not as good as the MP7. Intense and Meticulous, not huge fans of for this, but if I had to keep one of them, I probably would lean a little bit more towards Meticulous, just because free bullets and free reloads equal more damage. Intense is a nice effect to have, but still I think Meticulous may win out for me personally. Now the base damages for these two are pretty good. The lightweight M4, the base damage for this comes in at about 96 to 97%, which is very, very good, and the MP7 is somewhere around 89 to 90%. So if you need anything like this, go ahead and pick it up at DZ3. Well, just what we've been looking for, a firearms mod with skill haste. So in DZ4, there is a firearms mod with 260 firearms, and it comes with 3% skill haste. So if you've been not too impressed by the electronics and stamina mods for this week, you needed some firearms, then this is a pretty nice one to go ahead and get. We would like it a little bit over 260, maybe somewhere, you know, in that 267 range. But unfortunately, we get what we can, and this is not too bad for this week. So if you need it, go ahead, pick it up. This week in DC6, there isn't anything super amazing worth talking about. The closest thing that's not as garbagey would be the Predator's Mark chest piece. The armor on it is not really all that great. I'm not a fan of that. The stamina on it is also in the poo-poo bin, but it does come with 16,247 health. 5% health on kill, not a huge fan, and then increased kill XP. The only thing really worth talking about for this is the health, and that's kind of about it, which kind of puts it in the poop station. Now the rest of this stuff, I'm scrolling through it so that you guys can see, but as you can see, there isn't anything overly amazing. So DZ6 not really popping this week. In DZ8, we've got pretty much only one thing somewhatly worth talking about. Most of the stuff is still in the poop section, but we do have some Predator's Mark knees with pretty good armor on it, 1662. The electronics will need to be re-rolled. The skill power is not that bad at 12,740. Comes with damage to elites 15%, 46% increased kill XP, and 27% burn resistance. Then we have the Fire Crest stuff, which is not really that amazing, and neither is the Nomad. Although the Nomad has a decent LMG damage, it comes with pistol damage and skill haste, and then the Firearms roll on it is a little bit low. If the Firearms roll was a bit better, then maybe you could roll off the pistol damage and maybe be okay. But that's not the case. So let's see what's going on with the rest of the DZ. Alright, last stop getting into DZ9, scrolling through some of this stuff. There's only a couple things that may interest a few people, and starting off would be the final measure knee pads with 1644 armor. The stamina on it is a bit low at 1121, but it does come with 15,012 health. Could be a bit higher. I believe the max that you can get on a pair of knees for health would be 16,674, so it is a bit of a ways off, but it does come with 15% damage to elites, increased kill XP, and blind death. Now the striker holster is a pass, but the Sentry's gloves, if you are looking for these, unfortunately they come with SMG damage, which I don't really see working out very well for Sentry. It comes with 996 armor, which is good. 1137 for firearms. Again, it comes with SMG damage at 934. When it comes to gloves, the most you can get for gloves with SMG is 1001, so it has a little bit of room to grow. Then it comes with 17% critical hit damage and 5% crit hit chance. But again, SMG damage I don't really see working for Sentry. Pistol, yes. I guess the UMD would work, but that would be assault rifle, but SMGs definitely not. So that is pretty much going to do it for this week in terms of the vendor reset for the division. Alright guys, that is going to do it for this week's good or garbage. I hope you found something useful and something that helps out your build. Remember, you can pick up the lightweight M4 blueprint in the base of operations. There are lots of good mods. There's a lightweight M4, MP7, and all that other stuff being sold. So let me know what you guys pick up this week. If there's anything special that you've been looking for maybe next week or in the future. Always looking to hear what you guys think, what you guys are looking for, and any other suggestions you can give to help out the channel or to help out the videos. Seems like the views for the videos, especially the good or garbage, have been going down quite a lot. Like last week we didn't even break 2,000, which is kind of sad. So let me know what you guys think. What can we do to improve the channel? Anything on your mind, let me know, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'm Commented So Real. Have a good weekend. Peace.